Hi everyone, it's Pam Beitzel here with Realty Executives Arizona Territory and the Beitzel team here in Prescott, Arizona. I'm here to talk to you about the real estate market in our local area for the month of July 2022. This is our August report, but we're looking at data from July. And the great thing about the data from July is that it's telling us what's going on with this new change in the market that we've seen. We couldn't sustain what was happening forever. We just couldn't. Gains of 25% a year in your property just were not going to continue to happen over and over and over and over. So we are getting back to a normal real estate market. And it's nothing to panic about. It was actually bound to happen. It was going to happen. And so here we are. And now it's time to face reality and to adjust. Good news, very good news going on for buyers right now, and sellers, not so bad news for you. It's still a great time to sell property in our area. So let's go ahead and look at some stats and see what's been going on. I'm going to switch to the screen recorder and we're going to go to our market reports. So what I want to look at here is our market report for inventory. This is our entire area, and it really tells the story of what's been happening. The good news is that it's turning into a much better situation for buyers. So buyers, I hope that we'll start to see your demand increase just a little bit because interest rates are down under 5% now again. They're in the high fours, right under 5%. And so that's a huge improvement. The best we've seen in about 3 months right now. So if we look at our inventory and we look at the red is the active listings. This is July 2020, so as COVID was setting in, those active listings began to plummet because people figured that they wouldn't be selling their property. They began to take it off market. They didn't want showings. They didn't want to deal with it during the COVID pandemic. But buyer demand was pretty high. It was actually quite high. And so that began then to slowly lead to a crisis as those numbers and the buyer the buyer demand met the level of listings that were available. And that's when you saw lots and lots and lots of bidding wars, and also again right here. And so what we've seen is this natural progression, though. Our listings do tend to go down in the winter, and then they go up in the summer. But look at this. Wow. That is a huge increase in the inventory on the market, just precipitous climb there. And you can see that in the numbers. We have more inventory here, 3.21 months, than we've had in a very long time. This is how tight it was at certain points. In fact, it's been under 2 months for the majority of the year until the last 2 months, actually for 2 years until the last 2 months. What does that mean? Well, it's actually still a seller's market. Remember, anything under 5 is a seller's market. So that is still a seller's market. It is still a decent time to sell. And it's going to stay that way in my view. It will, it'll go a little bit more into the buyer territory for a while. And depending on what happens nationally, I kind of see it leveling off after that point. Okay. Why do I believe that? Because there still just aren't enough homes in the market. And I think once interest rates, if they hover down and stay down under 5, that is still historically a fantastic rate. So I think as prices adjust, we're going to see a good market coming up, a really solid, nice market. So here are the days on market. And look down where they used to be in that normal area. This was kind of the end of normal 2 years ago. 73 days on market, 74 days on market, 86 days on market. Then it started to fall, 66, 53, 45, 45, 30, 28, 22. And that was the low right there last summer. And then another one early in this spring until interest rates hit, and then it began to climb up again, although it's been kind of steady. This is the highest month we've seen for a while at 34 days on market. Still excellent time. That's really not very long. Let's look at the volume and average price trends. So what's happening here? This is when over here people were getting more for their property than their asking price. People were getting on average more than 100%. That's begun to dip down starting in May, 99.9%, then 99.3, then 98.3. So it fell a whole percent this last month. So we are definitely seeing a cooling trend. Um, and really what I want to say is that for buyers, you really are coming to a great time when you have loads, not loads, but the best inventory that you've had for a long time. Interest rates are beginning to come down. You need to be out shopping. This is a great time for you to shop for property. Sellers, you need to be realistic about your price. It's not fantasy land anymore. We were in fantasy land for a while. So those prices need to be realistic, and to the point where buyers will buy, because buyers, you've kind of been trained to pay your asking price, right? Over the last 2 years. I think it's time, buyers, when you can begin to feel that it's okay to begin offering under asking price again. And sellers, remember that if you'll get it at the right price, you'll have a lot of buyers willing to pay that. So that's what's happening in our local markets right now. It's turning into a good, solid market, in my opinion. It's going to be good for both buyers and sellers. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Pam Beitzel with the Beitzel team at Realty Executives, Arizona Territory in Prescott. You can call me anytime at 928-899-2472. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day.